Mohr Stories podcast coming to you live from my car. I'm driving through Hollywood. It's nighttime, but I had to get you an episode, so forgive the ambient sounds of air, speed and wind, and baffling. Do you know what baffling is? It's when you have one window open and it goes blah, 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 blah. It's called baffling. It's baffling. I know such stupid stuff. This is a life coach episode. It'll be probably about 10 minutes. If you need to get unstuck, give me an email and I'll email you the pricing. I email you, the non-disclosure agreement that you have for your protection, safety. So, we have to be able to trust each other if we're going to work together, get our hands dirty, go down in the mud and find out what's happening. Who am I? What are we doing? Why am I unstuck? How do I get unstuck? I will help you. I'm a good life coach. Never really thought I'd say that. Corey, how are you? Hello, darling. On the wheels of steel, Corey Fry. I want you guys, I want you to think about times you feel you're not really worthy of something. I want you to think about time. We all have them. I want you to think about times you feel it's not your place to speak up, to act. I want you to think about all the assumptions you make about how people might feel about you, which is absolute nonsense, by the way, because how someone might feel about you means it doesn't really exist. So all the thoughts you put into, all the time, all the effort, all the energy into how other people might feel about you, you don't know what they feel about you. You don't even know. They're not thinking about you, first of all. If you knew how little people think about you, you'd be embarrassed. Think about how often you think of other people. Not often at all, really, because you're the star of your own movie looking out at the world. Not worried about what all the extras are doing. Anyway, I want you to think about all those negative feelings you have about yourself or confusion you have, things that don't really sync up. And I'm going to explain to you why. And I call it maps when I work with clients one-on-one. Email me, CoachJJ37@gmail.com. CoachJJ37@gmail.com. I call it maps. No one you really know is operating using their own map that they've written about themselves. Everyone you know, including yourself and me. Everything we do, every decision we make, every thought we have about how people feel about us, feeling not worthy, etc., like not our place, who am I to speak up? I'm a bum. What am I doing? I'm lazy. It's not what we've written down on our maps. Everyone you know has let our parents, our neighborhood, our teachers, our friends from the neighborhood, the kid who made you blow him in the woods when you were 10, all those people, it's a joke, but it's true. All those people are the ones that wrote your map. Of course you're confused. Of course you feel stuck. Of course you feel like you're not measuring up, because everything you know about yourself, you didn't write on your map. You haven't written your map yet. I'm from Verona, New Jersey. Holla, 07044, hillbillies. So, if you asked me, if you're listening to this in Denver, Colorado, and you asked me to draw you a map from your front door to your school, where you went to high school, it'd be all messed up, because I don't know anything about Denver, Colorado, where you went to high school and how to get there. Think of how awful that map would be. It'd be a bad map. But you could write that map perfectly, because that's your route. So this is your life. This is your life. Everything you do is the route you choose, and you go about it the way you do it, except you haven't written your map. Everyone around, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, everybody else has written your map. I want you to think about somebody, I'm trying to think of somebody like a famous person that's so incredibly likable. Joey McIntyre. All right, for this example. Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. He's been on the podcast. He's become a good friend of mine. He didn't write his map. If you go to South Boston, where he's from, and ask one of the older guys from the neighborhood if they know Joey McIntyre, their face will scrunch up, or they'll smile and start giggling like he's an idiot and go, Joey McIntyre? Oh, Christ. I remember Joey McIntyre when he was running through here. He was a snot-nosed kid. He was like, all he ever wanted was people to pay attention to him. The kid was a real creep. No, he's not. That's not who he is. That's what some guy in the neighborhood says about him. Anybody you know, you go back to the neighborhood and ask an old-timer about somebody, they'll be like, oh, don't get me started. Think about your wife or your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, when you meet their parents and they go, oh, you know how he gets. And you're like, no, I don't know what they're talking about. Or you meet your girlfriend's parents and they're like, oh, yeah, another drama queen, right? She's amazing. All the drama she puts on the table. And you're like, no, I haven't experienced that. Because she hasn't written her map. Her parents have written that map. But she's seeing herself through that shitty lens of something bad. Because adults, like, we break kids' chops. But sometimes the kids don't know you're breaking chops. So I want you to start writing your own map and think about how cool it is that you're about to experience life through your own eyes, through your own filtering system, through your own processing system, because you'll, for the first time ever, be going on your map that you wrote about you, the truthful map. You are good enough. Of course you're good enough. We're on Earth to be magnificent. There's no reason for there to be any sentient being on Earth unless we're here to do something magnificent. There's no purpose to it whatsoever unless we're here to be magnificent. So how do you write your own map? Maps usually start, if you're looking at a map, you are here, right? So where are you? Literally, where are you? Where are you physically? What town are you in? Is that where you live all the time? How did you get there? You don't have to write all this out. I just want you to have it in your head. So that's where you are physically. Now, how old are you? That's where you are also. And I want you to really think about this. For your map, the big brushstrokes of your map. Okay? Not who you are, not the data that we all just did. Like, how old am I? What color am I? Where do I live? How did I get here? The way you feel, like, inside when something happens, something good, that tenderness inside you, way down deep inside, that's who you are, right? That's a good person. And way down deep inside, I know you're a good person because way down deep inside, that's a child. That's a kid. That's a little kid. That's who we all are inside. Us, little, wondering what the hell's going on. So that's who I want answering the questions for your map. And the first question is, what do you stand for? What do you stand for? Now that's going to be real easy to answer right away, and then it's going to get a little more complicated because your answers will seem sort of superficial. What do you stand for? We know what everyone's against. You know what everyone you know everything they're against. You know who they don't like, what shows they hate, the food they don't like, the restaurants that's too loud because everyone there is... We all know what everyone's against. What are you for? 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 As a parent, I tell my son all day, don't do that. No, get away from there. Get down from that. Don't talk that way. Talk like this. No, we don't act like that. We don't say this, and we don't yell in the house. All my son knows about me is what I'm against. Like, I got work to do. I got to let my son know what his dad is for. So what are you for? What are you for? Okay? That's the number one question I want you to write down. What are you for? Second question is, who do you stand with when you're for that? Who's with you? Like, who's fucking down? For me, it's Corey, Aaron Larsoul, Jeannie, Carl, Yasmin. I know Kenny's down. Pete's down. Pete Turner. I know Phil Green's down. Straight up. Like, I know my guys are down. My ladies are down. Like, they're down. I know they stand with me for whatever I'm for, because they're for the same thing. So now I got like a little community going with this question. So what do you stand for? Who do you stand with when you stand for that? Who's with you? Okay? Where are you going? Question number 3. Where am I going? Where am I going? The path you're on right now, where does it go? Where does it lead to? Professionally? personally, spiritually, anything else that ends in ly, habitually, root, and same syllables. Where am I going? What do I stand for? Who do I stand with? Where am I going? Notice what's not in there. Where you've been, where you grew up, what your parents were like, who doesn't matter. Because that's not your map. That's inconsequential shit on your map. That's like drawing acorns on trees on a map. That's not why anybody opens one. To enjoy the illustration of the trees off to the side. So those are the 3 biggest roads on your map. Who am I? Because you are here. Okay? Once you figured out who you are, that tenderness inside, that person that allows themselves to be, to fall in love, to get choked up at movies, to, like me and my friend Aaron, we always kiss each other on the cheek when we see each other. That's not normal for 2 guys, really, in America. Like, that's a tenderness. That's love. I love my brother Aaron. Straight up. So, that tenderness inside, what are you for, that person, that kid inside? What are you for? That's the first question. What am I for? The second question is, who do I stand with when I'm for that? Because they got to be for that too. And the third question is, where am I going? Those are the 3 biggest roads on your map. And I want you to, if you want to, I want you to do it because I know it works. I want you to really examine before you answer, and I want you to keep working on that map. And when you have negative thoughts about yourself, like, what am I doing? I'm such an idiot. I'm not good enough. I'll never get this. I'll never finish that. My boss is going to find me out. I'm an imposter. All those negative thoughts you have, I want you to realize that's going by a faulty bullshit map that you didn't write. That's not who you are. You're not. And this will help quiet the negative self-talk. Once you realize you haven't written the map of you. It's been written by everybody else in your life. Even your friends right now, they put big, weird roads on it that lead to goddamn nowhere. Write your own map. I'm proud of you guys. More of these coming up. For my stand-up dates, jmohr.com. If you need some help, you want to get unstuck, it is a business for me. So sometimes my inbox gets inundated when I'm not clear with people who just want, advice. I'm a life coach. It's a way that I make a living. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I'm supposed to separate people from their concern. That's why I'm on earth. So I love you guys. You know I mean it. Sorry for the car sounds, but hey, I had to get this episode to you, and I want you to work on your map. Take them out, Corey. Peace, guys.